How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all good. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about the reason behind why NIO stock tumbled, and also gonna go over some articles talking about the reason behind NIO stock tumbling today. This is the first article, and this is the second article talking about delisting and the fear of delisting of the some Chinese stocks that holding sensitive information for the China. And also I'm gonna go for Didi. We're gonna read an article about Didi stock, and also then we're gonna go to understand the clear price action of today's NIO's session. Before we go and talk about that, just give me a small favor, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button as well. I really appreciate it. And right now, without further ado, let's go and start talking about that. So NIO stock opened around 19.50 and closes around 19.12. That is not a big drop, but that is a drop in the price, and reach the 3% downtrend, and reach also a 4% we can see in this dip that happened, and recovered from this support level that we are seeing in front of our eyes. So going to this article, why NIO stock shares are sinking today. And the reason behind that is that executives from NIO competitors XPeng and Chinese technology company Huawei are warning that COVID-19 lockdowns in Shanghai could lead to severe supply chain issues that could effectively shut down automotive productions. After XPeng CEO stressed the need for Shanghai business to get back to work to supply automakers with needed parts, the CEO of Huawei Consumer Business Group said all technology and industrial sectors involved with the Shanghai supply chain will be completely shut down after May, especially the automotive industry. Last week, if we go to the last week period, where is that? If we go to the last period, everything was good for NIO until over here the COVID-19 cases increased, and that caused a lockdown, and the lockdown caused productions issues for NIO's cars, and the stock tumbled from there. Last week, NIO announced that it had joined other automakers including Tesla in suspending productions due to a shortage of parts that come from the areas in China that are currently locked down to address a growing spread of COVID-19. While productions at NIO's facility in Huawei has resumed, business leaders warning that extended lockdowns could cause further disruptions. And as a result for that, investors are scared. So as an investor, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take your money from the table, and instead of investing your money in Chinese stocks and there is in China a lockdown, you're gonna invest in an American stocks, right? So the suspension of productions last week already will have some impact of the numbers of electrical cars that the company delivers this month. That short-term hit would not be very big, but if the recent warnings from business leaders are right, there could be much more serious disruptions ahead, and that has investors selling the stock today. So going to the second article, also the second article talking about the stock going down and the reason behind it. So the second article talking about NIO stock is down approximately 40% year to date, and this article is talking about the delisting fears for Chinese stock on the US. But I don't think so that the delisting or something of a kind that is gonna happen for NIO stock, because we saw that previously rumors for delisting and stuff in 2020, and nothing happened since then, right? And the second reason is that NIO is not holding sensitive information for Chinese people or something of a kind. The delisting is happening if Chinese company is holding a sensitive information, and this information is really sensitive. So what the government is gonna do is that they're gonna come and say the company don't be listed in a foreign exchange. You have to be listed in a local exchange like Chinese exchange or Hong Kong exchange. So Didi Global plans to delist from the New York Stock Exchange. The company announced that it plans to delist from the New York US stock exchange pending shareholders approval. And the reason is that Didi is having some holding some sensitive informations. The shareholders will vote on the matter at the meeting on May 23rd. So delisting first must currently explain NIO's decline today. However, the Chinese Securities and Regulatory Commission CSRC explained in a sentiment over the weekend that Didi's case would not factor into talks with the US on audit access. Earlier this month, the CSRC announced that it was drafting a framework to allow the more than 200 Chinese companies trading on the US exchange to stay listed. And to do this, the CSR would not have to supply, right now, the CSR would have to supply the US regulators with auditing filings from each company. In addition, the CSRC also explained that some companies may be delisted because of what? Because they hold of sensitive data that the Chinese government does not want the data to be public to all other foreign countries. Chinese companies must submit auditing filings to US regulators due to the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act, HFCAA. The HFCAA stipulates that foreign companies may be delisted if auditing filings are not received by the US regulators for 3 consecutive years. The clock for the HFCAA began in 2020. Therefore, earliest companies may be delisted as a result of the legislation in 2024. So we are not gonna see NIO getting delisted in the upcoming year or second year or something of a kind. At least gonna take 3 years. So going to this article, talking about Didi stock, and Didi stock fans, mark your calendar for May 23rd. A key date for investors to watch is May 23rd, when Didi shareholders will vote on the delisting proposal and determine the company's future in the public markets. Shares of Didi Global have been under pressure since the company went public last year in June, and regulators in China immediately cracked down. Why? Because the company is holding a really sensitive information and saying its shares should only be listed in exchanges that is local in the mainland in China or Hong Kong, since its market debut less than about a year ago. Didi stock has declined about 84%, which is a massive red for the stock, and traded in the New York at 2.46 a share, and that was before today sell off. This is article is about 8 hours ago. And yeah, going to the charts of NIO stock today, the stock really was traded around the VWAP. So what's happened after the open is that the stock opened up, couldn't go above the previous day close. So you can see over here, this is the previous day close level. The stock couldn't go above it, and in the pre-market the stock was gapping down and tried to go above the VWAP. Above the VWAP in 2 times, the first time and the second time, and traded just below the VWAP and opened up, tried to go and couldn't, and then as a result for that we saw a red volume getting in, and the stock has tumbled, as you can see this red movement over here. And here it's made a bounce back and getting back to its nature, which is trading around the VWAP, chopping just around the VWAP in this like movement. See, just like chopping around the VWAP. So going to the overall market, the S&P 500 was green. Today was a green day for the S&P 500, and the S&P 500 was 0.041 green today. And yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Until the next time, guys, see you next.